and we are slowly docking in St. Petersburg, Russia. It is 7 in the morning. Last night in the casino, I lost my wallet, and we were sure that this guy stole it, and we had all the evidence, and there was videotape, and then my wallet surfaced after a night of pure hell. The room smelled like shit, like smoke, because of some fire, but not on the boat. And we've had almost no sleep, but David and I are going to try to go with Sherry and Gary into St. Petersburg on about 3 hours sleep. But we should be docked in about a half hour. See you then. We just got off the boat in Russia, and this is a line just to go through immigration. Everything is a lot tense here compared to other countries. Because what we've been told about this is that the people are very not nice to Americans, etc. But so far, we don't know what's going to happen.
We were told if you only get back on the boat if you renounce Judaism.
So we'll see what happens here, guys.
Bus. So it is number 5. In Russia, this figure 5 has a special meaning, because if we say we have done it with a 5, we say we have done it absolutely wonderful, because you know, in school we have a 5-grade system, and if you get a 5, you get an excellent mark. Okay. And in schools, in universities, it's just the same. This is why a 5 is a symbolic, so to say, number here. Well, our driver's name is Nicholas. He's going to take us around the city. It will take us about 3.5 hours to go around the city. We're going to make several stops on our way. By the way, do you hear me well, the back of the bus? Yes? Alright, if you don't hear me well, just tell me, I'll try to speak louder. So, on our way, we're going to make several stops at the most beautiful places, for you not to look at them from the window of the bus, because it's not that spectacular, but to walk around the city on your own feet, to have a look at them with your own eyes, and to take pictures of the most beautiful places with your own cameras. So, on several picture stops of ours, there will be some markets, small markets. Where, if you wish, you can buy some souvenirs or something. Yes, and we're also going to make a huge, a long stop, a picture stop, so to say, at the church of the Spilzago here. But now we are using it more and more. It is getting more and more popular. Still, we use special, telephone lines to get connection on the internet, and Sputniks as well.
Sputniks.
So, but as far as I know, there is internet, nearly in every house here. Because, in fact, this is very convenient. Very convenient, especially for those people who try to communicate, who live in different cities. We're in different countries.
I see this.
Theater, which was formerly named the Kirov Theater. So the Soviet period in our country lasted for about 70 years. Well, our country was changed very much, but still in 1991 everything changed. The Soviet Union collapsed, and we became quite a new state.
This color is called
So now if you look to the right, you will see the monument to Rimsky-Korsakov, the Russian composer. So, and we are now approaching the Kisses Bridge, which is quite a modest bridge, but one moment is important here. Well, if the couple, if a young man and a young girl will kiss each other on this bridge, it means they will have, so to say, luck forever and love forever. This is why it is called the Kisses Bridge. This is a very popular place with the newlyweds. The population of St. Petersburg is not, it's quite a small city, only 5 million people, not more. Because in Moscow we have about 12 million people.
Jesus.
And St. Petersburg just seems to be a rather small city in comparison with Moscow.
That's not nice. don't hit checking.
In fact, the city center itself is rather small, but the suburbs, the surroundings, are rather spacious.
We're in St. Petersburg, and this is one of the most disgusting cities I've ever seen. I would rather be in the city of cesspool shit. And Crystal Cruise decides to drop us in this hellhole for 3 days. But other than that, it's really nice. This is the Church of Israelis, and it's beautiful. I'm going to show you this unbelievable columns. And we're down. There were 602 churches. We're down to needing to see 598. They have a church for every living human being in the town. One church. And there's a separate little tiny church for their children underneath the church. The leading occupation here is pastor, preachers. Anyway, this is one of the nicest areas. Our tour guide, Gilda, she said that there's pickpockets all over the place. So David and I are holding each other's pockets. This is a better picture of this St. Isaac's Church, which we traveled 9,000 miles to see. And the goddamn church isn't even open.
And we have 15 minutes to see it.
So we can take it from many angles. This is a disgusting hotel in the middle of a disgusting city, in the middle of a disgusting country. So I just wanted to show you a hotel. It's the, whatever in the hell that name is, Octopus. Cars are interesting. You'll see they're very nice, very modern, very clean, and they smell like the people. This is our gorgeous tour guide. What was your name again?
Upset?
No, but I just try to avoid the unpleasant situations with it.
You could be a model.
Thank you so much, but I don't want to. This is a dangerous business.
It is a dangerous business.
Oh, really?
Right.
Over there is the monument to Nicholas I.
Why?
Marine Palace. Just this emperor who's depicted there, Nicholas, who presented his daughter, the palace, when she married.
Do you know why they don't let us go without a visa? You know, like in the other countries, we could just go off the boat without a special visa. But in your country, they make us have a special visa. Why do you think that is?
Why? Because, well, the laws are very strict, probably, and the regime here is like a political prison, so to say.
What do you mean it's a political prison?
Inside, because it's not so open. The country is not so open.
It isn't, even though it's democratic?
It's difficult to leave the country and to enter it, you know.
It is.
Yes, all these papers, documents.
Would you want to, but you want to stay here? You like it here?
If you migrate somewhere to Canada or somewhere.
Really?
Yes.
Because why? What don't you like about this country?
I want to be insured when I grow older, when I go to pension. I want to, well, to feel secure there.
And you don't feel secure here? No. Okay. Just when you thought the country was full of crap, you get to see the souvenirs, which are a bigger piece of crap than I've ever seen. But if you want a really good picture of Bill Clinton, you can have one of these dolls for 22 rubles. It's still cool that we're in Russia, no matter what you say. It's very cool, but everyone was right. When the tour guide wants to leave the country, you know you got problems. And the tour guide told us, on top of everything else she hates about this country, that the drivers here are assholes. So I'm going to rename this day. This city gets renamed every 5 years. So this year it's going to be called a piece of shit town. That's where we're going to go from now on. That will give the Crystal Cruise people to know that where are we going? We're going to piece of shit town. I'm renaming St. Petersburg piece of dog shit. Names.
The boring American plain name.
Her name is Ludmilla, which stands for Shit City. No,
nice to people.
Nice to people. And she's a very nice lady, but what she told us outside is we told her she could be a model, and she said she can't be a model because in Russia a model basically is the same as a prostitute and there's no protection. So she wouldn't consider being a model. Although David and I think she has a very pretty body.
I think that the words yes, no, hello, and goodbye knows every first Russian. Yes. But if, well, it concerns just speaking communication, then it's difficult.
We're going to stop here at the Church of the Spilled Bloods, Guzzards.
That's where you learn to speak?
Yes.
You speak very good English.
Thank you so so much. I'm trying.
Is it required in school for everyone to learn English?
Well, in school I did not quite learn English, but in school we do teach it because as soon as a child is about 2 or 3 years old, he or she starts learning just the most simple English words like cat, dog, mouse, house, or something
Really?
like that. Yes.
That's good.
This is what every child knows, and then little,
Slowly but surely,
yes,
if they
from
choose.
since very small age.
It's amazing.
Where did you
America's
learn
the
to
only
speak
country
English?
that doesn't use
At
it.
the university, that's how.
Here, in,
Yes.
Oh, I
St.
see.
Petersburg. So your major was communication?
My major was translation from English to
Ah.
German.
Oh,
Wow.
Right, please, you will see the General Staff Headquarters, the yellow building, and the green building, which is right to the right from us now, with the Russian flag on its top, is the Hermitage Museum.
Wow.
In fact, one of the departments of the Hermitage Museum, the Winter Palace, the former residence of the Russian emperors and empresses. So
That
the
was the
week here in
Hermitage.
winter, this is why the palace is called the Winter Palace. Well, in summer they moved out
Jeffrey,
somewhere to summer
what would you think of
residence.
that color for waterfront?
Maybe.
So you will see the sort of bluish building with a dome. This is the first museum in St. Petersburg and in Russia, the Chamber of Curiosities. So this is the museum founded by Peter the Great. So now have a look to the right, please. You'll see the walls of the fortress and the cathedral in the middle. So this is the
Wow.
cathedral, St. Peter and Paul, and the fortress of St. Peter and Paul as well. So the very heart of the city, the fortress is situated on a small island, and it was there that the cornerstone was laid by Peter in 1703. It was the birthplace of the city. We're now on the buildings of the Hermitage Museum. I'll show them to you. And besides, here you can see a very nice ship. The ship was a present of Holland to St. Petersburg when St. Petersburg celebrated its tricentenary anniversary. The small building to the left from it, the small building of lighter yellow color, this is a small Hermitage. Then further to the left, the yellow building. This is the old Hermitage. The new one stands just behind it. And the green building which follows the yellow, this is the Hermitage Theatre, the huge complex which belongs to the Hermitage Museum, the third largest museum in the world. So the four buildings...
No, I was asking you, what's the social life here for people your age? Are you about 21?
Yes, I'm 23 now.
Okay. Can you tell, what is it like to be 20? You're single?
Now I'm married, this
Oh.
is why I don't have any social life, only going out together with my husband.
But what was it like when you're 20, 21 in Russia being young? What do you do? Like, what's the most things kids do at 18 to 20?
Well, nowadays some musical clubs are very popular where they can just go there and dance. Also, they go to theaters and cinemas.
Is drinking huge? Is alcohol huge here?
Alcohol is allowed here, but they're not checking whether you're 18 already or not.
They don't even check your ID?
No.
Why? They just change it.
Well, only because they just need to sell more.
So the government just overlooks it, is what you're saying?
Yes, it is only now that they're trying to look up to it.
What about the crime rate here?
The crime rate?
Yeah, is it serious?
Not much, just common one.
Do you have the death penalty here?
Death penalty?
Yeah,
No.
you don't have the death penalty in Russia.
No, it was abandoned.
But you vote. That means if you want to vote, you can vote just like in America. You vote for the president, you vote for parliament.
Absolutely no. Yes.
Right.
We're a democratic country.
But even though you're a democratic country, you're saying it's sort of like corrupt? You know what I mean, corrupt?
Corrupt? Yes, but
I mean,
you can't help it.
okay.
So, excuse me,
By far the most enjoyable part of this whole tour has been talking to our tour guide, and we heard some fascinating things a few minutes ago. How she lives in a corrupt city, how they let 14-year-olds drink and have sex with sailors. And this is the famous Achuchs River, in the middle of this beautiful town. And these buildings over here are the Hermitage, the Schmermitage, and over here is the L'Hermitage. Beautiful.
Well, not very deep, in fact about 10 meters deep.
What is he called?
But still, in winter it is completely covered with ice, so you can even walk on it, or ski, or skate, or just do whatever you want on it, because
dead bodies under
the
it?
ice is rather thick on it.
Wow, look at that boat.
So, the museum, the exhibits of the museum, and they are...
This is a
depicted
Russian
outside
preschool.
On the lowest. So they are,
And this is the playground?
The oldest in St. Petersburg. And the walls
Very
of the fortress
unusual.
are very thick.
This is a sign in Russian. It says no eating,
Not
no
long ago,
smelling,
our city
no
hosted
breathing,
the summit
no
of the
talking.
G8, the Red Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution. It has many names.
Mommy, stop
It is also called the October Revolution. It started on the 24th of October. The Aurora ship, the Aurora battleship, which we are going to see now, was anchored not far from the Winter Palace. Well, it took part in the Russian-Japanese War, and after that it was rubles. If you do not have rubles, they take euros and dollars, but be attentive that $1 goes for 2 people, €1 goes for 2 people as well.
Do you have to go at the same time?
So do not give
Sorry.
$1 for 1.
I'm sorry.
1 for 2.
It's a custom.
Yes, 2 for 1. So
2 flushes?
still behind you, behind the bus, the toilets,
That was a good
the
question.
Aurora
Of course.
cruiser.
It's my
over
job.
there. And to the right from us, the
You gotta go together and you better go.
Cadet School.
That's going to be
So,
unbelievable.
You have no euros.
as it is,
In this last few minutes,
please be attentive.
this
if you
city
wish
has
to
gone
cross
up
the
in my
street.
rating system from a 0 to a half on a scale of 1 to 10,000. A lot of rivers. It's 10. If you want to use the restroom here, they charge you euros, and it's €1 to use the restroom, and it's €5 for toilet paper. You may think this is a typical eye chart here. I mean, it's not a sign, it's an eye chart that they took in America. Actually, this says, "Welcome to St. Petersburg. No peeing, eating, chewing, spitting, or breathing between 6 and 9 p.m. Anyway, this is St. Petersburg, and you can see it's beautiful rivers.
This is our next real estate investment.
Wow, look at that building.
You can tell they're building like something really nice there.
They're building stuff. That it's pretty neat.
Leningrad for about 70 years. So in the year 1991, a poll was undertaken among the
What?
among the inhabitants of St. Petersburg, and about over 50% voted for it to be renamed St. Petersburg back. So now have a look through the central window of our bus, and a bit to the left you will see the 3 cupolas above the tops of houses. These are the cupolas of the mosque, the Muslim mosque. Muslim. So we call it the soldier's grave, so to say, the common grave.
Pretty cool
There is a
park here.
journal flame on it. The yellow building on our right, very soon you will see.
Like, what does it cost for the cost of goods here? Like, if you go to the grocery store and you want to get milk or a vodka at a like a bar, like a drink of vodka, how much does stuff cost? In American money. Either one. Both. Well, separate. If you buy milk, like what's a gallon of milk cost here?
Alright, 1 liter of milk
Yeah.
is about €0.5.
Oh my god, I gotta use the metric system? Okay. And what about like if you go to a bar and you say I want a vodka?
Vodka.
Yeah.
Well, 1 gallon of vodka, we didn't have gallons, we have a liters.
Right. No, a glass. Like you go to a restaurant and you say I want to order a vodka or a beer.
If you drink it by yourself,
Yeah.
with your own bottle, it will cost you just not more than $1.
$1 for a
If you-
vodka.
$1 for a glass of vodka.
Okay.
If you take it to the restaurant, some cafe, of course the price is higher.
Right, like $3-4.
Yes, $3, $4, $5.
And what if you don't own a place here and you rent, say like a 2-bedroom apartment? What's that cost?
2-bed apartment would cost you about $600 a month.
Okay. But how much does the average person earn here? Like, if you're a teacher?
Well, usually teachers do not get that much, but the average salary here is about $1,000 for women
A month.
a month, yes, and 1,500 for men.
And so women are upset about that?
No, but they prefer to do the child rearing and so on, to stay with children and so on.
So even women that go to the university are sort of encouraged to become a mom and not have a career?
Not quite encouraged, but this is it's natural, it's traditional, you know, to...
Yeah, I know, but that's what we thought in America too. You know, and now most
Really,
women work.
We are a very unusual country because we are, we have our strange things
Right.
in our everyday life, and besides we try to inherit something from the West. I know that in the West, for example, well, men and women, they get just the same salary.
Right.
As far as I know, here is none.
Okay. And women can be president of this country or no? A woman has the same rights as a man in this country?
They can, but practice shows that Russian women are no governors. For example, the mayor of our city is a woman, and she's not very good.
So you as a woman think that women are not as good as governing as men, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Right? That's how you feel?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
In Russia, man is the main.
Uh-huh.
So to say.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's just reminiscences of Muslims, you know.
And even in the university, even women that get to university, even women that graduate college feel the same way, right? You go to university, a man goes to university, and the general sense is the man is smarter? General sense?
There's general sense, but now it's getting different, little by little.
Right.
But this is a very long process, probably will take 10 years.
I understand. Thank you.
Institute, this one the monastery. It used to be the Institute of Higher Education for Ladies in St. Petersburg.
Oh yeah, but that's
In the imperial times. Now, of course, it is not. It's just the Department of the State University. In Russia, we have several types of education. You can go to a private institute of higher education, and for that you would pay just about $5,000 or $10,000 a year, depending on the university. And besides, you can go to a public institute of higher education, which is absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is to get there and back by transport. So, but if you wish to enter this, so to say, public type Institute of Higher Education, you need to pass special exams, and the competition is severe because you need to be absolutely the best for the state to pay for your education. You have to pass several exams in Russia. So, for example, if you apply for the Department of Linguistics, you need to pass the exams in English, Russian, and you have to write an essay, like I did. And besides, you need to pass your leaving exams when you are leaving secondary school, and just a month later, if you want to enter the university, you have to pass just another set of exams. That is the most tiring time in the time as a student. It's terribly bombed.
In
This is why
1941.
several buildings were preserved. Many of them were built anew after the war. Most of them.
Doesn't mean that you didn't.
So, the city of Leningrad was sieged during the war, and the siege lasted for about 900 days. Just imagine that the first thing the German pilots did, they bombed all warehouses and storehouses of St. Petersburg. So there was nothing left for the inhabitants of St. Petersburg to eat. They surrounded the city, they blocked it, sieged it, and nobody was able to leave the city at all. So those who lived in Leningrad, they received just some small portions of food that was called rationing. Well, in average, every person got about 200 grams of brown bread a day. That is too little, I must say, because 100 grams of brown bread a day, that is, as far as I know, about 100 calories. And an average person needs about 2,000 calories a day to live. Just only 500,000 survived. All the other ones,
Out of 3
they
million.
died either of severe winters, because there was no wood to warm up the houses, there was no heating, either
She's
of
saying
hunger.
that 2.5 million
Those who
people
were
died when the
evacuated
Nazis
at the beginning of
occupied
the
St.
war, but who
Petersburg out
already
of 3 million
suffered of
people.
hunger. They died in emigration of dystrophia because they could not get used to eating again.
Wow.
So the first winter of the siege was especially severe. It was about 40 degrees minus.
Wow.
It was the coldest
That's
winter
gotta be hell.
in the decades of those days. So luckily the war ended with the victory of the Soviet Union. Now we celebrate the Victory Day, which is on the 9th of May. And not long ago, just last year, we celebrated the 60th anniversary of victory. Usually we have parades here on the central square of the city, the palace square. We have soldiers, people.
You're seeing the
12,000
average
soldiers.
resident of St.
They there and
Petersburg
sing the
walking on the
song.
street, and the cities are just, the streets are very, very bland and depressing.
So nowadays we have neither Lenin, Stalin, nor emperors. We have just a president of Russia whose name is Vladimir Putin. Well, he is a really tough guy. He knows what to do. He came from the KGB, so this is why he is very strict.
I see.
Vladimir Putin originates from St. Petersburg. This is probably why many, huge funds are invested into the economy and into the development of St. Petersburg from the state budget, from the federal budget.
Get it?
That's cute. That's how you pronounce Macudalish.
It'd be interesting to see what prizes they have for kids.
The church which is to the right is the church on the spilled blood. We are going right there now, so do not worry. You will be able to take a picture of the cathedral on all sides. So, to the left from us now, there is the
Tremendous
Kazan
traffic
Cathedral.
here in St.
It used to
Petersburg.
be the museum
Because
of
it's a
Athens
happening place.
in the Soviet
Look at this.
times. But now it is a working church and people come to pray there. It is the main Orthodox.
This is called the Cathedral of the Spilled Blood, and it is definitely worth a shot. It's the most beautiful building in the whole city, you can see. And there's it's blue blood all over the building. This is basically a little shopping area for trinkets in St. Petersburg, Russia. We have about 20 minutes. There's a high incidence, there's a 42% chance I will be pickpocketed. So I'm taping it as we speak to have evidence. There's a beautiful Russian doll and a beautiful, something very famous. It looks like a pilot's helmet. And a lot of fur. This is St. Petersburg, a little shopping mall. And this is what it's like. How old are you?
20.
$20?
No,
20
she's
years.
saying how old she is. So you've lived in St. Petersburg your whole life? You've lived in St. Petersburg your whole life? You understand a little? Your whole life you lived in St. Petersburg?
You were born here? Born here?
Born here.
Yes, children.
Okay.
You have children?
Yes.
Really? Oh my
Children?
God.
You're too
You
young.
look too
actually.
young to have children.
6 years.
8 years
Oh.
old and 6 years old?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
20, this was 28 years.
That's still very young. Oh my
Do
gosh.
most people speak English? You speak English a little? Right now. Say you'll do 30. Say you'll do 30, David.
30.
Now say I'll give it to you for I want 30. I insist on 30.
Тогда плюс 100.
Now say I'll give you 28 cash now.
28 cash.
And say okay. Say okay for 28 cash. You'll sell for 28? Why not? You don't have any
She wants
overhead here.
29. She's sticking at 29.
Pouring. We're gonna leave soon if you do what you want to do.
$29.
He's buying this hat.
Euros.
Where do you teach?
I teach in London.
No, where?
In
In
England?
London.
In London. Okay, here's the thing. We're going to be in London from August 1st, August 7th. We're taking the Channel one day from London to Paris, but the rest will be in London. And we're meeting our wives and kids there, but we did this thing ourselves. Where would you say is, we're going to be at the Marquis, Marriott Marquis in London near Hyde Park.
I know Hyde Park. Brilliant.
Yeah. So where do you think like the things we got to see?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, she's
beg your
right.
pardon.
What do you think?
Forget what do I think? Where do I reckon?
Too late. I already paid for it.
Oh, you have?
Of course.
For
No,
fun?
no. Well, obviously
have a look
some
around,
plays,
say hi?
right? Some plays. We should see some plays, I'm sure.
Plays, yeah. Do you like musicals?
I like musicals, yes.
So,
And I know someone said casinos. There's unbelievable casinos there.
I don't know about casinos in London, I'm afraid, but all the sites are everywhere there's sort of the usual places you go
Yeah.
to see. Like
What's the weather like?
Palace. We're having a heat wave
Yeah.
in Russia.
Oh, God. Okay, so we're heading back to the ship. These are the last pictures of some beautiful buildings in St. Petersburg. The next thing you'll see is some kind of food on my plate. We just got back from a tour of St. Petersburg, and if you want to know what kind of shit city this is the view we have for the next 2 days from our deck with these smells. It's going to be pretty disgusting. It's 11 p.m. on July 27th. I wanted to show you that this is what it looks like, the sky. The sun just went down. David and I just walked around the deck, 5.2 miles, and you'll understand why in a second, because this is what it looks like. It gets light very late. I mean, it gets dark very late and gets light very early in the morning. There's probably only 6 hours of darkness, and we were walking around this deck and the sun just went down, and basically this is what makes these trips what they are. Tomorrow we're going to the Hermitage Museum and then hopefully an afternoon of relaxation. See you tomorrow in St. Petersburg. We made it off the bus. We have these little headphones and videos for the tour director, and this is the Hermitage, and this is the very first place. It's very important, she says. Bathrooms. This is our tour guide, and she's speaking through, obviously, the headphones, and we have earphones on, so I'll be interpreting some stuff. We're in the Hermitage Museum now, and we're waiting for Sherry and a few others to get out of the bathroom, but this is just what you see. There are 3 million different exhibits in the Hermitage. She said it would take 10 years to see everything, but we're here, thank God, for 2.5 long hours. This is just one of the many, many, many different rooms. To see the interiors, the chandeliers. This is what you see in here. This is the gallery of 1812, dedicated to the battle against Napoleon in the 19th century. And there's Gary. Give you an idea. There are portraits of Russian generals, 300 of them, all on the wall. Here's another room we're in. show you this kind of stuff. A lot like the last room
I love museums.
and the 70 rooms before that. Except this is the Eagle.
This is another big room with gold stuff.
Tsar Schmucher and Tsar
Big
Schlatz.
red chair.
This is a view from the Hermitage window across one of the rivers to give you an idea of the architecture.
For 7 years in Vatican, creating copies on canvases. Then they were fixed on wooden plaques and brought into Russia. And a special gallery was created for those beautiful paintings by our architect Koren.
Okay, after 3 days of being imprisoned in St. Petersburg, Russia, we were paroled and we're on our way out of this hellhole. But if you wanted to get a last look at what our room's been looking at for the last 3 days for $6,124 per person, that's what we were looking at. With the accompanying sulfur smell that you can't smell, that caused me major problems. And David is having, we think, a heart attack as we speak. We're not sure. He's at the Zantac limit. But anyway, we're leaving and it's raining. And now we're heading to Estonia. We'll be there by tomorrow morning.
It'll be closed all day.
And the city is closed. So that's good. But then we go to Sweden, where the city's open. So that'll be fun. But expensive. But we still are having a good time. And that cruise ship is not ours. Anyway, David, say hi. Just in case you die. In case you die, we want to know what you look
Hello,
like.
everybody. The safe deposit box at Wells Fargo.
Ah! Don't say. Anyway, so we want to say goodbye. They're playing my favorite song. I don't know if you can hear it. And this is a Russian oil derrick. Very nice. We're going to go to dinner now. Bye. 4 minutes to Estonia. I think that's all I need. Good morning, everybody. It's July 30th. We've arrived in Estonia, which is a beautiful, quaint town, which used to be part of Russia, or the Soviet Union, and now they're an independent country. It's the morning of July 30th. We're here today. Unfortunately, it's a Sunday, so we don't know what's open. But you can see they're building in the distance some skyscrapers here. And so we'll be going to breakfast, spending part of the day in Estonia. And we've just docked. You can see the land of body of water in Finland. And then we're going to be sailing to Sweden, our last stop, where we're going to be catching a plane to London, where we're going to meet some very important members of the Wallen family. So anyway, I'll have some video later. There's some people taking shuttle buses. There's my brother. He was having some chest pains, and the doctor said
That was
he needs
before the casino.
Oh yeah, we didn't do well last night in the casino, but David is a little bit behind, I'm a little bit ahead, with one final night to lose money. See you in town. This is an Estonian princess. Her name is Bapochucha.
Next to this
Oh,
red
okay.
bus, yes.
Open?
Oh, next to the red bus, okay.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Everyone,
Are you from Estonia? Are you from Estonia?
Yes.
You grew up here. You were raised here, the whole thing.
Yes.
How old are you?
None of your business.
Oh, how old are you? Anyway, listen. So are the shops
you're so
open?
friendly.
Are the
You have
shops?
to be, right? You're paid to be friendly.
Are the shops open?
Yes, of course they are.
Where do we go?
To the old town.
Can you tell me about the whole thing here about taxes? How are the taxes?
Taxes are not good.
Like, but what? But how far do you go in school here?
About 10 kilometers.
No, I don't mean that. Like, do you go to college after high school?
Yes, high school.
Really? So what should we do in this country when we're here?
I guess you should shop and see sightseeing and
It's beautiful here.
just having fun. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sweetheart. What was your name?
Maria.
Maria, can I
Maria,
give you
let me
a kiss
show.
on your hand?
Yes.
Oh, I love Estonia. Bye. These people have been on 131 crystal cruises. They are the queen and king of crystal cruises. We met them.
17 days.
We've come to our first craft location in Estonia, and we're going to be sitting. This is our first outdoor shopping mall in Estonia, and there's some Estonian shoppers. Look at that.
It's different than human beings.
And look at, they have a lot of nice sweaters and stuff. Haven't seen linens yet, but I see a t-shirt. I'm zoning in on a t-shirt. Let's see what a t-shirt. Sherry is shopping here.
for like
This.
friends. Cheap, very cheap.
Hats.
Hats?
Some white hats.
Hats?
No, maybe something. Wait.
She's shopping for linen here in Estonia. Oh, you don't want me to videotape you?
Souvenirs there, up there.
Okay,
The
souvenirs?
small ones.
Look at this little
Not
pig.
expensive.
What was your name?
Sophia.
And you go, what grade are you in school?
To 10th.
What?
10th grade.
10th grade.
Yeah.
And then when you're done with high school, do you go to college in Estonia?
No, I go to college in Chicago.
You're going to go to college in Chicago. And what are you going to study there?
Oh, I don't know. I think I will be genetic.
A what?
Geneticist.
Genetic, yeah.
Really?
geneticist.
Wow. How do you, if they give you permission to go to the United States, like on a visa,
No,
student
her
visa?
father's there.
My dad lives there.
Wow. So you're going to end up living in America.
And what,
you'll be
what
happy.
college do you want to go to?
I don't know.
Northwestern, maybe?
Wow, how exciting. So how have you been selling here for a long time?
No, just for a month.
Just for a month. How far do you live from here?
No.
Like 5 miles, 1 mile, 1 meter?
I think 7 miles.
7 miles. So what's the best thing we can see here in all the country that we're going to see? What's the best thing?
I think that's Old Town.
Old Town. That'd be nice. Okay, what else do you want to ask her?
You will be a hit in the United States.
Definitely.
I want you to know that. You know what that means?
Let me ask you a question. What's the most famous thing to eat here, like for dinner? Yeah, like what food
Beef
is?
stroganoff?
Let her answer, Gary. I could hear from you anytime.
Oh, I think that's Mulgi Kapsas, Estonian national.
What's it called?
You all having a good time?
This is. I forgot.
Is it like stew?
Very cute.
This
She's real sweet.
is some vegetables. With
Vegetables?
She's gonna live
How
in the
old is it in this country to like drink alcohol? What's the rule?
Her
21.
father's
21. And is there anything like gambling here? Like casinos?
Yeah.
There are. In town?
Many, yeah.
Many casinos.
Everywhere.
Sophia.
Okay. We have hit pay dirt in Estonia. Forget the linens. We're taking a view of this baby. We're going in. Went in that store looking for linens, and I found all those naked people.
Spices and sugars.
Oh, you know what? I'll come back.
Oh, this is like free samples? Like in America? Very smart. Good marketing. You guys speak the best English so far. But is that all you can say, those 4 words?
I feel like I've been wrong.
Can you say other words?
You guys are
Like how old are you guys?
Give it to the guy though.
I am 18 and she's 14.
You're 14?
You're
Yes,
14.
In a week I'll be 50.
Whoa!
What's the age limit here for getting married?
It's child molest, David. So what are you selling here?
We are selling sweet almonds covered with sugars and spices.
Okay, we
last
made
time,
it.
Joe, you had a
I'd like a Hess burger, a fry burger, and a Coke
When's the
burger.
last time? Look at this.
We're in
Hello.
Estonia. Let's see what the price is. Hold on.
They're gonna
That's the prices. I hope you can see the prices of a Hess burger, fries, and a drink. This is definitely a country that Sharon and Marcy and Matt would love. It's Estonia. It's an old country, but it's very quaint and very nice. I'm going to bring you guys back some almonds. I'll give them to you in London. This is July 30th, and here's Gary talking to people. And here is some kind of boutique. To give you an idea of how cool this is the, we're walking down the main shopping street in Estonia, and there's David.
To my country. Here in Estonia.
Look at
Founded in
this.
the year 1237 by a poor peasant farming family. It has grown to this wonderful place, all by our hands' work, day in and day out.
And here's McDonald's. Go ahead.
Just the tower.
And now he's going to take us into town.
You'll see me right there.
Anyway, this is very, very cool. I just wanted to get an idea of the flavor of this town in Estonia. On July 30th, 2006. We only have one more stop after this, which is Sweden, which is in Stockholm, and then off to London. So it's pretty cool so far. In your country, when do you start studying English?
From the 3rd grade.
And you obviously speak it very well. Do most people speak it well your age?
Yes.
They do. Does everyone go to college here?
Yes. Almost everybody.
And what is the taxes here? Are they very high, the taxes?
No, not really.
No? Do you guys all get like free medical care, or you pay for it?
Students get free medical care.
Students do?
Yeah.
Okay, and what does kids your age do for fun here?
Drink.
Yeah,
Yes, almost everybody drinks.
And how old did you start drinking at?
I started from 17.
17. That's just sort of accepted here?
Yes, almost.
When did you start drinking? What age?
17, she said.
But everybody starts earlier.
They do?
Yeah.
And so at night there's like bars and stuff like that?
I notice a lot of people smoking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smoking's a
What
big
about
thing for you.
what about casinos?
No.
There's no gambling here?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. I'll give 4 billion.
She cooks well.
4 billion.
All right. There she is.
4 billion. Right
Okay,
here.
we're down to 4 billion. If you're going, 3 billion. Gary.
Here's another street and there's the expert. How you doing, dude?
Hello.
There's the expert. There's the guy that changed my life, dude.
You're too kind.
I know. There's Estonia. We're in the middle of Old Town now. Old Town Estonia, which is pretty cool. And take a look at this street. And there's the Amber Mall, whatever that is. I'm going to get an idea of the different architecture. And there's like little sidewalk cafes. Pretty neat. Here's another view of what I'm going to show you here. Pretty amazing. This is the Old Town. One of the streets in Old Town in Estonia. And there's the views. It's like right out of the 14th century or something. Pretty amazing. We're at a store, and this is what it says in Estonia, and this is what it is in English. We found the nicest store in all of this town, and I wanted to take some of this stuff back for Sharon, but it is very hard to pack. But the prices are about 1/4 of America for the kind of things that Sharon likes. Here's an example of some of the stuff. This thing here would be $500 to $1,000. It's $100. And there's a lot of stuff just like it.
You can see, this is a Russian church, Nevsky.
Okay.
If you go here, you look around, maybe half hour. You can go here, down, and it is 5 minutes, not long.
All right.
Okay, so
You go up, you can,
point to where we are now again. Where we're at.
here,
Okay, so we're
there
gonna go
are
up
steps
there.
up, steps up, you can look here
And then we go
around.
down this street.
And you can
$24, $23.
And
$20 buy it for.
yeah, the Katarina Day workshops.
It is silver, yes.
It's not so far away.
Okay.
You can go.
We're still in that same shop that I told you about. By far the nicest shop here. If you're hungry at noontime here, you can have a la carte for 35 krona, or the very famous pankuk jatis jama single soga for 35. But we're not going to eat right now.
Paul,
At Napsing Kuras.
450 krona.
What?
What's 450?
We came out of this shopping area just to see this unbelievable old Russian castle that I wanted you to see.
Bells, do you see the bell?
Yeah.
And there's a bell there somewhere. All right, this is why you go on a cruise. We walked up this hill and these cobblestone steps, and now we're at the top from the vista. You can see basically all of Tallinn, or most of Tallinn. And you can see pretty amazing sights. You can obviously see the unbelievable architecture of the buildings. Take a look. You can see in the distance some building. In the distance over there is our cruise ship. And there's the island of Finland, or something like that. So that's why you experience these things. If you can believe what I'm showing you, this is another view from another deck. It looks more like a part of Disneyland, Small World, than it does reality. But this is reality. This is Estonia. It's built in the 12 or 1300s. And this is the town. And it's July 30th, 2006. and we're on the second to last day of our cruise. We go to Sweden tomorrow. There's a scary picture. And then there's Gary over there. But I just wanted you to get a look at this because it's pretty goddamn amazing. And look at that church thing and all that stuff. There's a souvenir store. Now we're walking down. I just wanted to show you a park in this area. Pretty amazing. This is as we walk down toward the city of Estonia, down this path. We're in Estonia having a little food at an outside cafe, and we met these absolutely lovely people from England.
Yeah, he's a liberal, I'm a conservative.
Oh, that's bad news.
I'm sorry, but we are a little liberal.
Who's a liberal?
My brother.
I'm actually a moderate.
Oh, get away.
What country?
We're from Great Britain.
Great Britain.
United Kingdom.
England.
England.
We'll be going there in a couple days.
I told her. This is the cafe we ate at with this tremendously great English couple, Mr. Glass. He's 82, she's about 80, and they were just wonderful. And this is this girl in the cowboy hat that sort of like blends into the scenery. Not a lot of cowboys here, but
Say Mr. Glass does work for the royal family.
that's right. Mr. Glass does work for the royal family. He had tea with the Queen, and a picture of Mr. Glass right there. Heading back to the ship after a very successful shopping day in Tallinn. We've got so much crap. It was a big, big victory. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but this is pretty damn nice. We really spent a tremendously enjoyable day in Estonia. It's one of the most beautiful, quaint cities I've ever seen. And I want you to know, I hope you enjoy this video. We just finished tea, and on a ship, when you say tea, you say eclairs, Napoleons, more food, and now it's 4:30 and we're waiting to eat again. At 6:30 is the gala dinner, and it's supposed to be very, very good, where they're going to parade around, and I'll take some video of that, and then I'll put in a new tape for Sweden. We leave in about 10 minutes for Sweden. It should be I hope it's not rocky, but it's our last shot at being rocky, so let's hope for the best. Last night in the casino, and we have a good time. See you later. I just wanted you to say that I had a wonderful time today. And I'm not quite sure why nothing's videotaping. This is a video of our bathroom. If I may not have done it before, I think it's pretty impressive. Here's all the lotions. Here's the medications. It's pretty impressive. And there's a view from here. And there's David in his underwear farting. Sherry is trying to decide if she likes this caviar on the menu. And I'm going to show you the menu, which is pretty amazing what they have. I don't know if you can read it. King crab's legs, pheasant, Wellington, beef Wellington, Bill Scallopini, Penis Maximus. It's a beautiful array of items. And the caviar is white stirred. I apologize. And there's Sherry. She looks lovely this evening. David, can you say hi?
My name Jose Mendes.
And this is the view we have. The road, the sea is a little choppy.
This is the Baltic Sea.
We're in the Baltic Sea, and we are on our way to Stockholm, Sweden, after a magnificent day. Rodan! Rodan and Peter Pan! Hi, Rodan. That's Rodan's our assistant.
Say something, Rodan.
Good, very good, very good, very good. Yes, 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 no, yes, yes. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. And then we're on our way to Stockholm.
Go ahead. You ready?
And then we spend the day in Stockholm.
This is
And
going to
then
be
from
shown
there,
in Los Angeles,
we go
California.
to
What do you want to say
London
to the
from
people
there
of Los
to
Angeles?
be with Sharon and Marcy and Matt.
I love people. I love people. That's definitely.
I love people.
Very nice. Yes, yes.
Oh, go. Right time? Go, go.
I wish all people nice smile. All right.
Oh,
Now in your
no.
native
How do you
language,
say that in your
something.
language?
Say something.
Yeah, how do you say that in your language?
Enjoy your life.
But how do you say that? Okay.
In your own vocabulary, not in English.
It's July 30th, and Gary is ordering one of our last meals on our way to Stockholm. And this is Josip.
How about sweet melon?
And there's Jerry, Gary, and there's Sherry.
Forever immortalized.
There's the Baltic
The two of
Sea.
you, and here we go. Hey, so listen, you were really on this trip, weren't you?
Well, we're 2 hours into the video, and I don't think anyone's going to believe that I was on the goddamn cruise if you don't take this video. We're on our way to Stockholm, and I wanted you to see how gorgeous I looked. And this tie I bought in Tallinn, it matches the city. David has an identical tie, and I'm going to put it back in now. I want you to look at how slender I look, and I want to tell you that I'm having the greatest time of my life. David and I have been having a great time. Tremendous problem with farting and the odors that emanate from the farts. Plus, when David gets into our room, he starts sniffing around for food like a rat, and if any food is left out, but we're having a wonderful time. And tomorrow we go to Stockholm, Sweden, where the girls are supposed to be unbelievable. However, the girls that we just saw in Estonia were unbelievable also. And then we're going to go from there to London, and then we're going to come home. So I just wanted to say hi. That's the Baltic Sea, and that's the Baltic Sea, and over there is the Baltic Sea, the lot of Baltic Sea. We're going to lose a few $100s in the casino, and then we'll feel completed, like completed gamblers, and then I'll be seeing you later. It's July 30th, and Sharon and Marcy and Matt get here on August 2nd. Adios!